Hi, I'm Ted Britschgi, Director of Instruction at the Mirabel Club in Scottsdale, Arizona, as well as beautiful Skinny Atlas, New York here in the summer times. If you're one of those people that happens to go to the driving range and you buy a big bucket of balls, okay, like this right here, and what you do is you just dump it out, okay, and you proceed to hit shot after shot, okay, one shot, another shot, and almost complete disregard for where the ball is going, and you wonder why you're not getting better, this video is for you. After 20 years of teaching and having worked with Dave Pelz, Jim McLean, and David Ledbetter, what we found is that students who would actually devise a plan for success on the driving range are much more successful on the golf course. So what we're going to do today is design a plan for your success in practice on the driving range. So now you're ready. You have your clubs down, and we're ready to actually start our practicing properly. So what I've done is, well, that's not the club we want to start with. So let's actually leave that aside. What we're going to do is we're going to actually take the shortest club in your bag. The shortest club might be a sand wedge or a lob wedge. And what you're going to do is you're going to have to practice properly. What you want to do is actually start educating the hands. What do we mean by educating the hands? Well, what we mean is that you're going to start hitting short little shots, short little pitch shots or chip shots. So as I start out, okay, for my practice session, you certainly haven't, you want to work on priorities or things that you're thinking about. You want to warm up. And how you warm up either for a round or your practice session, you want to warm up with short chips, just like this, just short chip shots, kind of keeping your focus on a firm left wrist and a kind of a bent right wrist through impact. Then gradually what you do is you build up to a longer swing. You build up to a swing which is, maybe left arm parallel to the ground, which we would call a pitch shot type swing, pitch shot length backswing, taking it back to here, keeping in mind everything remaining the same, getting a feel for what the golf club is doing as it strikes the golf ball and hits the ground. Then you move and graduate towards more of a fuller shot, okay, with the wedge, sand wedge, lob wedge. And then what you do is you take up more of a mid-iron. And that mid-iron could be like a 6-iron or something like that. And you do the exact same thing. You might hit pitch shots with a 6-iron. Because what you're trying to do is, it's a longer club, it's flatter, it's longer, it's further away from you, so you still want to feel what the bottom of the arc is going to feel like. So you still hit maybe just half shots, back and forth, just get a feel for what the club is doing as it strikes the ground, and then slowly lengthen your swing out. You can slowly lengthen to gradually get more towards a full swing. Then you can move to the driver. And when you move to the driver, certainly take the head cover off of it. That certainly helps, okay? And you're ready to actually hit tee shots. Now, I would start out as well hitting a little half shots with the driver to get the feel of the club. Once again, this is the flattest club in the bag. It's also the, it has the least amount of loft outside of your putter. So what you want to do is you want to, get the feeling of the driver. The whole thing is getting a feeling for what you're trying to do for the day. And once you can get a feeling for that, then you work towards, some of the mechanics or some of the things that you want to intend to work on in your golf swing. So you've gone through your initial practice where you've actually warmed up with a sand wedge, a lob wedge. In this case, I have a 6-iron. You've gone to the driver. Now you figured out, I want to work on something in my golf swing. This part of practice is what we call mechanical practice. And during mechanical practice, our focus, our priority is to make sure that you actually over-exaggerate whatever you're trying to do, okay, with complete disregard for where the ball is going. Complete disregard it. We don't care if you shank it, you top it, you slice it. It's not about that. It's actually about making sure you make a motion. You feel an exaggerated motion, if you will, and you feel it and you actually try to code it in your brain. Now, what we mean by that is trying to overdo something to get a sensation of it. So let's use swaying, for example. Swaying is a classical flaw in the golf swing, and it's kind of excessive motion, if you will, in the hips. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to if my hips are moving this way, we want to make sure our hips are moving this way while hitting shots, okay? I want to actually feel what this feels like if I go this way and actually hit a shot. What does that feel like? I don't care what the ball is doing. I want to actually over-feel this direction. Now, this is valuable. We talk about swaying. It's valuable because most tour pros have stability. So this is actually a very important thing to address in golf swings is, getting a stable lower body as you turn, going back and going through. Most tour pros have stability. They turn effectively this way. So if your problem is swaying, you want to make sure you overdo it in this direction. Now, if you have other flaws that you want to work on in your golf swing, once again, with complete disregard to what the ball flight is doing, your focus is on feeling it at this practice. So another common fault or flaw in the golf swing is, when a lot of people work on, is this over-the-top movement. And over the top in golf simply means the club shaft goes way outside the line and across the line. And that's why most articles you read are about how to fix a slice. So if that's the thing you're working on, you're going to try to feel and do the reverse. And that would be to actually feel like you're coming way underneath right here from the inside, feel as if you're actually hitting it about 50 to 100 yards to the right of the target. Once again, over-exaggerating shots, hitting golf balls and have no regards to where the ball is going. Okay, you're trying to feel way underneath out to the right. Now we're going to talk about target practice. If you want to hit more fairways, if you want to hit more greens, this session is for you. I'm setting up my practice session and I'm thinking about 10 or 12 different things, and as I get down to the golf ball, all of a sudden this becomes the target. Remember, the target is out there. Those flags are there for a reason. So now let's use those flags to practice one of the most common shots in golf. It's a scoring shot. It's 60 to 70 yards away from the green, and you know, in this case I have a 60-degree lob wedge. How many of you have actually hit one of these wedge shots on a par 5 or a par 4? It's one of your scoring clubs, and you end up hitting it on the green, someplace on the green, and end up 3-putting. Well, in this type of practice, target practice, our goal here is to get an association to the target, to practice towards an object, in this case, the flags. The three things we're going to focus on is a sense of balance in my feet, a sense of rhythm in my swing so we can actually understand how far the ball is carrying, and also holding our finish for as long as the ball is actually flying towards the target, landing, and when the ball stops, that's when we're going to release our finish. We need that to be able to give ourselves feedback. When you're focusing on this practice right here, this part of your practice session, target practice, requires you to have feedback. How far do you hit a 60-yard shot? How far do you hit a 50-yard shot? This is the scoring session. You want to make sure that you understand how far a ball carries, where it's going, and how far the ball is rolling. That's why when you hold your finish, you're giving yourself a sensation of what the swing actually feels like and how far that ball is carrying and also landing and actually rolling. Okay? Let me hit a shot. And that's how it's done. Whether you decide to practice more towards a target or work on your swing mechanics, both have to be devised as a plan. When you walk out to the driving range, remember your intention is to actually have a plan before you go out here. So I'm hitting some shots, I actually want to work on target, decide to do that and nothing but that. If I want to work on swing mechanics, decide to do that and nothing but that. Separate the two of them. One last comment about practicing. The way most people practice is they hit a lot of shots, and what they're doing is they're looking at what's going on out there. They're looking at what the ball flight is, if it's going left or if it's going right. And what they do is they actually react to that and try to change just about in every shot. What we're suggesting, and actually research is actually backing up now, is that we're not saying to look at what's going on out there. We're saying to actually feel what you're doing in your practice session. If you're trying to change your swing, try to change the movement. In other words, try to overdo it so much, you do it until you're able to hit a golf ball. So if you miss a lot of shots, but you're trying to attempt to make a motion down below, whatever you're trying to do in your golf swing in practice, you're trying to do it until you're able to hit a golf ball, as opposed to just trying to fix everything. That's a little bit different twist on things, but you're going to find that you're going to expedite your learning process. And not only that, but you're going to find much more enjoyment in your golf swing and in your golf game because you're going to see measurable results because you're working on changing the movement. My name is Ted Britschgi. Thanks so much for watching this video. Hi, my name is Ted Britschgi. I'm the Director of Instruction at the Mirabel Club in Scottsdale, Arizona. Today what I'm going to talk to you about is what we call a cut lob type pitch shot. It's a lob pitch. And Seve Ballesteros is really known for this, one of the best short game players in the history of the game. And how that works is this. We want to keep the ball center to forward in our stance. We want to take a wider stance, have a little more flexion in my left knee here. The shaft of the club is not going to be forward, it's actually going to be back. What we're trying to do during the swing is we're trying to cock the wrists up, okay, and feel like the left elbow is going right around the rib cage and keep the body turning. It's really important to keep the body turning. So the shot looks like this. Cock it up. That's a standard cut lob. My name is Ted Britschgi. Thanks so much for watching.